Welcome back to the next episode of the Scythes Only Rogue Challenge. I haven't made one of these in a little bit. I plan on making it Monday of this week, but I've been sick and my voice has been off, so I just wanted to record it when my voice was clearer. Essentially, in this video, it's just going to be me killing basically all the other pre-hard mode bosses, and I'll explain some things I'm doing as we go along. Right here, I'm just collecting some flinks first so I can make the first armor set and then go fight the Eye of Cthulhu. I go ahead and craft the Snow Ruffian armor, which is basically our loadout here. It's the only thing we can obtain to help out our stealth, which is going to be our main damage output for the next upcoming bosses. I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're doing in these fights and how we're dealing damage, because what I'm essentially doing is I'm getting really close to the boss, charging up my stealth meter fully, and just unloading on them. And that's going to do a lot of damage, as you saw I did just a few seconds ago. And that's basically my strategy here. So I'm going to fast forward through most of these fights, because most of them aren't that interesting. There are some interesting ones, like Slime God, my strategy for that, and the Wall of Flesh, of course. And we'll talk about those in more in depth when we get there. But for the most part here, I'm just going to show you probably the ends of most of these fights. A lot of these fights were pretty easy. I wanted to talk about something that kind of messed with my strategy going into this fight. I still didn't lose. I mean, this isn't exactly a very difficult fight. But you'll see me try to dash into his head like this is Infernum, Devourer of Gods. So why am I doing that? Well, I really thought that the counter scarf was a ram dash. I'm not really sure why, but like when you read the description, it just seems like it is. When in reality, it is more like when you dodge, it can only dodge attacks when you dash into them. So not hitboxes of like contact damage basically. So that kind of messed with my strategy for a lot of fights because I was relying on that dodge and those immunity frames to get in there and do a lot of damage. That's one of the reasons why after I defeat the Brain of Cthulhu, I start using the Brain of Confusion, because the way Calamity reworks it, it's essentially a dodge you get access to every 30 seconds. So you can time your attacks with that dodge. You can rush in there, do a bunch of damage, take your dodge chance, dip out. And that was, we'll get to that a little bit more, but that's kind of how I did Slime God and the Wall of Flesh. Alright. Just like the previous fight, I'm speeding this one up, because if I didn't, this fight would be insanely long. But let me talk about what my strategy is. So, I'm actually thought at first I wouldn't have to fight the Slime God, and I tried the Wall of Flesh before this. I did record the attempt, but I'm trying to keep this video not super long, so I'm just not going to show it. I died pretty early on. I only did like 1,000 damage to him and I died. We'll talk about how potions and stuff like that helps us with the Wall of Flesh. But I fight the Slime God mostly to just get the armor, which gives us more defense, more stealth, more damage, and overall I think that was just important for the Wall of Flesh fight. But let's talk about my strategy with this fight. Essentially, it was wait for them to stand still, run at them, do damage, back up, use my dodge chances. Basically, that was just the whole strategy. And that makes this fight really long, because these guys do a lot of contact damage, so I can't just get in there. So, I'm just gonna speed through this fight. Maybe one day I'll post the full fight, but it's literally like 15 minutes. This video is like 7 minutes right now. Like if I added this to the video, it literally makes it a 20-minute video. I'm trying to keep it under 15 minutes. So that's just kind of crazy. This was a long fight. If I had died at the end, I would have crashed out. I would have become the basher and had to bash out, basically. Alright, the final boss of Pre-Hardmode, Wall of Flesh. I have fought him a decent amount of times. There's probably about 40 minutes of attempts of this guy. There is. I mean, there's just, like, I looked at the video. But this is the one where I won. So my strategy was to use Tesla potions, was the big thing. I used a variety of other potions too, just to increase our survivability, but Tesla potions was the big one. Because, one, they're pretty easy to craft, and you can craft them in bulk. But they do a lot of knockback, which I never really realized until trying them here. And that helped me keep the Hungries at bay, which was the big problem in all the previous attempts. I was just getting in there, Hungries were stun locking me, and I was dying. From there, my strategy is very similar to Slime God. Wait for my dodge chances, go in, dodge the attack, use my immunity frames, do a bunch of damage, dip out. I did try to go with like a nurse heal strategy, but I put the nurse too early on in the fight. I thought I was going to put her like halfway, but then I just didn't walk that much up my arena. I also made the arena using Fargo's mod, but I don't use Fargo's mod for anything else. I just use it to make the arena the one time. You may also notice I made the arena wrong. I don't need a comment saying I made the arena wrong. I know I did. I'm looking at it. We're looking at the same video. But yeah, I'm just gonna play this one out. I'm not even gonna speed it up, just so you guys can see the whole pain I went through really with the other 10 attempts. Let's go, dude. Now, I don't want to jump the gun or, get too big in the head, but I'm pretty sure this may be one of the only attempts, I'm probably one of the only people to ever beat the Wall of Flesh with the Slick Cane. This essentially means to all the true melee doubters that, you can beat him.
Nice.
don't really know where I'm going with this, but basically, yeah, I mean, this was pretty hard, but, like, honestly, not that bad. Pre-hard mode was not that bad. We're really going to need to lock in against, like, cryogen, because we need to unlock the ornate shield, and that's really what the main focus of the next couple episodes is. It's basically just attrition. Can I kill bosses before they kill me? And I think we'll be good.
Like maybe you have to defend the maybe it could build on the story of the legendary, where like
Yeah, I know.
somehow the veil
Somehow the veil has returned.
Yeah.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Or you have to like fight the burning.